Yo, King J back with another video. I wanted to talk about fighting games in 2025, man. I feel like I've been let down. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've been hugely let down by fighting games in 2025. I thought things was gonna pop off. I thought Tekken 8 was gonna do his thing, Street Fighter 6. There's a lot of games that I was interested in, but we're gonna hit the music and we're gonna talk about. The first things first. I've seen a lot of stuff, a lot of people talking on Twitter. I feel like a lot of people are angry about fighting games. I'm in a weird place with fighting games at the minute. I feel like it could be fatigue. It could be tired of fighting games. It could be I just don't like the change. Now, what do I mean by the change? Now, I feel like these games, they just seem very, very easy. And I feel like fighting games was never about that. I feel like fighting games before, they were kind of like, okay, you play a game, you play computer mode, yeah, you're gonna beat the computer. The moment you step outside your bedroom and you go to a tournament and you play people, that's when it really starts. That's your Pokemon journey. But I feel like when I have done, competitions with Tekken 8, I'm seeing stuff like where the game is basically holding its hand for you. It's like, oh, you're gonna get beat down. Copy, do what you need to do, go crazy. And while a lot of people feel like, okay, that's a great design game, I feel like it's flawed in a way of you're not letting people have room to grow and understand what they're doing wrong. And it's sad because when I look at like games where I used to compete in, which was like Tekken 6, Tag 2, I won't say Tekken 7 because obviously we have Akuma, Geese and stuff like that. So I'll stop at Tag 2. Tag 2 was an unforgiving game, sure, but you had to go to the drawing board and learn. Tekken 7, I think, is to an extent because Tekken 7 is an defensive game. So you would need to learn Korean backdash. You would need to know punishment and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it is similar, but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, you need to learn. You need to go to the lab. If I lost a matchup, I would need to go into the lab and learn the matchup properly. Like Tekken 8, you can learn maybe a few punishes and be okay. Like if there's like key moves with certain characters that they do, you just need to find out like certain moves and you're good. Tekken 7, you had to learn. You had to learn which way you could step, which way you can kind of like punish like certain moves. It was a very interesting game. Tekken 8, and I don't know. But we're not even going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about what's happening with this season pass. Like the fight pass, the items ain't great. We've got Armor King, like there's been radio silence. We've had so many birthdays that's been announced on Twitter, aka X. Where's the promotion? Why is it that promotion on fighting games they're just not it? Like they just don't understand doing a build up. Like, bro, Armor King is coming out in literally 10 days. And there's not really much build up. Like, what's happening? And this is fighting games across the board. Like I know they do like the podcast, like mini podcast stuff, because obviously Street Fighter has done it for C Viper. They've done like a showcase of Tokyo Game Show for C Viper, and they've done like a character guide. That's cool. You just see constant build-ups. Like, where did C Viper come from? Fighter 4. Why is there not Street Fighter 4 content showing her what, development or how she was in Street Fighter 4? Why is there not development content of Armor King? What was the reason behind, Armor King being there? The developers talk on Twitter. We can reserve talking on Twitter to everyone. Just do more content. Like, this stuff will be more interesting to see than content that's where you're responding to people that are asking you all these questions. It's nice, don't get me wrong, it's nice that they're responding to the community, but I do feel like there's a lot of stuff lacking, and I feel like time is better spent doing those things, showing us, okay, what you lot been working on in the office, what stuff can we expect, like show us your thought process. How is Armor King going to be different than how he is in Tekken 7? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to show us everything, but just the development station, like development status of the character. Like, oh, like just certain little things I think would be sick. But I just feel like marketing in fighting games is kind of is not great. You know, we have I think Fatal 3 is an amazing game, but no one ever talks about the gameplay. People always talk about like, okay, not many people are playing the game, but the game is absolutely sick. There's nothing wrong with the gameplay outside of maybe that SPG. But other than that, it's an amazing, amazing game. I really enjoy it. Like, obviously online and maybe user interface could use a bit of work, but all in all, it's a great game. But everyone would all people say is, so we're doing a video at 6 a.m. by the way. Just gotta show you, like 6 a.m. Right, this is what we're doing a video at. So you know I work really hard anyway. But anyways, moving on. Like, people just complain about like just the viewership, the game, or people playing. People ain't tried to play the game. The game is on I think it's on a half price sale. Well, get the game. The game is sick. Like, you lot would really enjoy the game. And yeah, there is a lot of money that's, you know, online and tournaments and stuff like that. But yeah, like I feel like I feel like at the end of the day, that's a beautiful game. Tekken 8 would have been a beautiful game. And they listen to people, but they haven't. And again, I don't want to make this another rant. Like, I've got bored of making rant videos. Rant videos do really well. When it's Tekken 8 rant videos, stuff like that, they do really well. But I don't want to complain constantly about Tekken. I've kind of got to the stage where I've kind of given up. You know, I haven't competed all year. You know, I did go versus fighting and I did go do commentary because, you know, I wanted to help out and, you know, do a community thing to just commentate and just help out. But I didn't compete. And this is the first year that I haven't competed in versus fighting since Tekken Tag 2. Yeah, I used to compete in Tekken Tag 2. Ever since Tekken Tag 2, I competed every single year for Tekken 7. Yeah, Tekken 8, this is the first year I didn't compete. I just, you know, I'm being serious. I really don't think this game is a competitive game. Especially when you got characters like Heihachi popping Warrior Instinct and being a boss character for one round. It's not making any sense. But again, like I said, this is not just like a Tekken 8. It's not a Tekken 8 run. This is fighting games in general. Like, I've been in this kind of like thought process about it for a while, and kind of like maybe people can probably see it in the content. People can see it like the way when I stream and stuff like that. You know, my heart's not really into it. I don't really do the long streams as much as I used to, and I'm in a weird place with fighting games, and I don't know what's happening. Like, you know, we've got the pay-per-view. You know, people have to pay to watch Capcom Cup Finals, Street Fighter 6, which is insane. That's probably gonna have ads, so you're gonna be paying $50 to see ads as well. I don't know. We're in a weird place. 2XK was just released. Well, it's not even released. It's in closed. I think it's closed beta or open beta. I can't remember. It's one of the two. So it's in closed or open beta. Finally, because 2XK was Project L from 2019. We're in 2025. That's sick. And then Virtua Fighter. Oh my. They done an announcement like back in, I think it was like in around Combo Breaker time. I can't remember if it was Combo Breaker, I can't remember, but they showed a character in a silhouette doing a box, like doing a punch. That was a teaser. And then they done another announcement, Tokyo Game Show. They took the stage and they spoke about stuff in the previous trailer, which is fine. You know, they're showing us like the new stuff that they've added into the game and stuff. Personally, my thoughts on it, it does look a bit DOA-ish, like, you know, the stun combo, and then you can like, you just go ham. Pretty cool. Again, I feel like for new players, it would be cool. But my gripe with that whole thing was, it was an hour long. It was at 4 a.m. for the UK, and you teased a trailer that was like 10 seconds of him, a guy walking in the street. So it's tease a character before, and then you tease the character again. That's never really been done in fighting games, in my opinion. I've always seen teaser to a character, and then you actually reveal the character. Not a teaser, then a teaser again. But it also leads me to think that this game is nowhere near ready because they announced Wolf like 3 months ago. And we haven't seen nothing of Wolf. So it's kind of interesting. But then they've also dragged out Virtua Fighter 5 open stage, the world stage, sorry. And we now have a single player mode called Quest mode, which was, no, it's called world stage, but it was Quest mode in Virtua Fighter 4. So again, they kind of like longing out Virtua Fighter 5, because Virtua Fighter 5 was a 2006 or 2008 game. They've now brought it back. They've now adding stuff. You can play as Joao. I don't know how they're gonna balance her because she's a ridiculous character, does mad damage, and she's got 2 stance, and she has different weight class in both stances as well. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if she's gonna be tournament viable in the future. Who knows? But yeah, this Virtua Fighter and this new product, again, it's not even called Virtua Fighter 6. It's called just a new Virtua Fighter project. That's all that it's called. I don't know how to feel about it. Again, I haven't really seen no gameplay. We ain't seen no life bars. It's showing like how it looks and the choreography with, I think it was like Jackie Chan's choreography where they've added it into the characters. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's all right. Sorry about that. My video said I didn't have enough space, so we're gonna go and do that again. Like I said, yeah, Virtua Fighter. I'm worried. I'm worried about their marketing. I'm worried because they've been out of the space for a very long time. Are they gonna be able to do things the right way? Are they gonna learn? Are they gonna make it that the game is kind of like only getting like eyes on it in Japan? Because this seems to be the case with a lot of Japanese fighting game developers. It's kind of like they concentrate on just their market and not understand what the Western culture is like and how powerful it is, you know? Like, you could really tap into this audience and understand that, like how their idea of marketing is, and just, yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. Virtua Fighter, I'm worried. Again, like I said, it's been 2006 to 2025 is a very long time. Like, you literally are stepping into a realm of streamers. There was no streamers back then. You know, the online play wasn't like that prominent or that crucial. If online for a fighting game isn't good, there's gonna be problems. This is why Virtua Fighter 5 World Stage, they are doing betas for crossplay and stuff like that. We need crossplay. Crossplay is becoming the standard for fighting games. So I'm worried in that aspect, because I'm just like, okay, Virtua Fighter it could be the game that makes Tekken, you know, stop being the way how they are and actually really take this serious. You know, when Virtua Fighter was at them neck and neck, you know, Virtua Fighter 1, 2, and you know, Virtua Fighter 2, they changed the game completely. Then when Virtua Fighter 2 changed the game completely, I would honestly say I think Virtua Fighter 2 might have been better than Tekken 2. Debatable. But okay, then Tekken 3 came out and that was like, wow. And Virtua Fighter 3 TB came out and I was like, wow. They had problems. Obviously, I don't feel like Tekken has had problems with any 3D fighter for a while. You know what I mean? They've had the freedom to do what they want. Whereas I feel like if Virtua Fighter comes and they're like, yeah, this is the standard, ladies and gentlemen, it's like, oh snap. You know what I mean? Let's not forget Virtua Fighter came out before Tekken did. You know, so Virtua Fighter pulls this off, they could actually make this a serious game. But again, would Virtua Fighter start doing stuff like supers and like, you know, what's the game what's this gonna look like? Are they gonna do like an esports side of things? Is it gonna be casual friendly? Because you know, Virtua Fighter is a difficult game. Like, it's interesting, man. I think it's very, very interesting. I do like the fact that SNK is starting to drop the old school games on Steam. I think that's mad sick. I think Tekken needs to start dropping some games on Steam as well. Like, but it's interesting because if they drop Tag 2, I think a lot of people wouldn't play Tekken 8. If Tag 2 had Steam like support and rollback, it could be a long day. Like, I think a lot of people would go back to Tag 2 if Tekken 8 is in the current state. But yeah, all in all, I don't want to complain about like just fighting games. I really want this to work. You know, fighting games I've support for a very, very long time. You know, there's other games that people could play and, you know, stick at and hopefully try and see if they can do good in. Playing games has always been a passion thing for me. Like from a very young age, being exposed to like a lot of like martial art films and stuff like that, and watching them, and just like really enjoying them. It made me a fan of Tekken, and I've been a fan of Tekken for like a very, very long time. When the first game came out to now, I've owned pretty much all of the Tekken games. So I'm a huge fan. Now Street Fighter, again, I played Street Fighter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Alpha, EX. Huge fan. So this is not someone sitting here and just like complaining for the sake of complaining. I'm a huge fan of these things. King of Fighters, I started on 97. Then it went on to 98, 99, 2000, 2001. I know about K-Dash, Kula, K49, Cronin, Rio, Sakazaki, like I know about all of these stuff because I've played the game. I've seen these things. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want them all to do well, man. Like it's sad, like that we're in this space where there's uncertainty in fighting games. It's just, I'm a huge fan of Tekken, but Tekken 8 is not it in season 2. Like, probably one of the worst seasons that we faced. Yeah, Army King's coming out, but we also need a balance patch. What's happening with that? Like, radio silence. Yes, they could be working, but we've had the whole of season 1. Nearly thought the game was going good until season 2 came along and they added free moves that they didn't even need. No, not everyone needed free moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, the game just needed balancing. Frames needed balancing. Heat balancing. Not every character needs free moves. We're going to make it fresh. No. Balancing. Season 3, I hope you don't think about adding any new moves. Just balancing. Tekken World Tour, when are the tickets going on sale? Your demographic and people that, watch, play the game are adults. People work, take the time off. Can't just keep adding in prize pot information late, registration late. You know what I mean? That's what I think anyways, but I could be wrong. You lot could say, nah, but you're being too harsh on them. Cool. Benefit of the doubt. I'm not an unreasonable guy. But yeah, just moving on. What are the games that are out? Guilty Gear Strive. So Guilty Gear is probably going to get a new game from that announcement from... Okay, sick. 2XKO, I think, will do really well. But back in the Riot Games, League of Legends, it should do really well. It's a fun game as well. I really enjoy it. We'll see what they're going on with. I will probably be playing that. Street Fighter 6 is cool. I've been getting back into that. I don't like that whole pay-per-view thing that they tried to do. But I do have faith that they will iron out things. They did it with Street Fighter 5. Iron out things with Street Fighter 6. I do think them not having a lot of Third Strike characters is weird. Like, the game is set after Third Strike, but there's not many Third Strike characters. Where's Urien? Where's Remy? Where's, Dudley? Why is Dudley not in the game? Like, in a game like this, why is Dudley not in the game? Why is Remy not in the game? Why is Urien not in the game? Like, I'm just a bit like, obviously you've got Ingrid, C Viper, Saga, Alex coming. Yeah, it's cool, but yeah, I would like to see First Strike characters, man. Now, hopefully they will change it. Hopefully they will do something. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, that's just me. You could take this as a rant. I don't know. I'm just not happy with fighting games, man. Not really happy with fighting games in a minute. Not happy with how they market fighting games. I'm not happy with the way how they roll out the games. I'm not happy with season passes and stuff. And I know that the basic thing that people might say is, why don't you just quit? I've invested a lot of time into fighting games. I've invested a lot of time into traveling fighting games. I've invested a lot of time into making, content for fighting games. So it's not like I'm just making this content just to make it. It's like, I want people to understand why, okay, maybe you haven't seen King J stream that much. Why you haven't seen King J do different things. Why, like, I'm kind of just in this limbo with things. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what's happening. I don't know the full process behind it. I'm come from an era where there was games that came out and they were complete games. Now these games are not even complete and they keep changing it and patching it. It's very different. We're in a different time. And now even when we look at the marketing of it now and we look at, like, let's say for example, the fact that, you know, the way how they're doing their trailers and stuff like that, and these trailers are a bit lackluster. Some of these things, like the 2XKO one, the Temo one, sick. And then when we look at some of the Armor King trailer was actually very, very good, by the way. And Namco, very, very good stuff. That trailer was sick. No, they have gotten better. Like, actually, let me give credit. They have gotten better. The Sea Viper one was really sick as well. They have gone better with trailers. Can't lie. Yeah, no, you know what? I just hope fighting games just go back into that direction where everyone's just happy. We don't need like super aggressive tools like Drive Rush. We don't need all of that stuff. We just need a balanced game. Like, people can learn. You don't have to just give them all of these mad aggressive tools and then think people are gonna get involved in the game. Like, let's have some balance into these games, man. I don't know, man. Let me know what you lot think, innit? Like, let me know. This is just literally me talking from how it is. You lot see now, don't compete. Like, this is unheard of, King J. Unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. I like to compete. I like to travel and go to tournaments and stuff like that. I like to, you know, be around the community and stuff like that. But this year, I kind of was just like, I'm not really feeling it. As much as I'll stream them and, you know, I have a community that wants to see me play these games. You know, so I would do that for the community, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know about competing. You have to feel confident that you're in your skills, and I don't feel confident in these games. In my skill, yeah, to some degree I do. Like, you know, to some degree I do feel confident with Leroy, but in Tekken, and Marissa in Street Fighter. But at the same time, it's kind of like to go and compete, go travel around the world. Go pay $1,000 to go on a flight, or just under $1,000, accommodation and all that stuff, and pay for a 1-2 format, get randomed out in Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6. I don't know if even that even makes any logical sense. And yeah, it's just like the fact that I've kind of like slowed down with it. Like, I've concentrated a lot more on health. Like, I go gym and all this stuff, and I'd stream a lot less. I don't know if I'm falling out of love with fighting games. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. But I'll still be here no matter what. So I want you lot to realize that it's not like, okay, I'm fully dipping out. I'm not interested. I always like, you know, react to content. There's trailers, I'll talk about them. If there's new characters, I'll play them. I'll still do that, but there's a flame that's slowly sparking out, and I'm trying to keep it there. But I do feel like fighting games are just, we're in a weird place right now. Let me know if it's just me. If it's just me, fair enough. But I want to hear your thoughts, because it also means a lot to hear what other people think about current state of fighting games. So yeah, let me know what you lot think, man. It's interesting. Obviously, if you know, there will be comments as well. I will follow up with a part 2. So the most interesting comments, there's questions there, that will be in the lead up to the next video. But yeah, let me know what you lot think, man.